Hello, my name is Lana van Rooyen and today I'll be playing Karl Reineke's Ballade.
I am Nazrana Jhavary, and I will be playing Pan and the Birds.
Hi, folks. Thank you very much for that. What a treat to spend a pleasant evening in the ESCOM sunlight, listening to some beautiful playing. And what a joy for me, actually. I've enjoyed hearing you, several of you over the years, turning into really very sophisticated musicians. So that's very nice. And you will know that my role is not to be an examiner. My role is to be a commentator, really, and encourage you to consider more options that you might not have already considered in making music. So I'm going to give you your marks in a minute. I've given some nice marks tonight. There's some really splendid playing. A couple of points which I hope I can sort of nudge you towards thinking about. That gorgeous period of the French period, when a lot of, for flutes and things, when there was a lot of, after the sort of 1930s and 1940s, 1920s to 1940s, when there were these pieces which were very sort of atmospheric and a lot of rubato. My feeling about rubato is that a little rubato goes a long way. So I think you need to be slightly strict with yourself about the passages that have rubato. My feeling is generally when you get a pastoral section or something like that, that's fine. When you get into the allegro section, then there's usually a contrasting fast section. I think be much more wary about teasing it around too much. I think it makes the rubato much more elegant in the slower romantic pastoral sections if you don't use it later on. The other thing is I think you can always attune your ears to pitch more. You need to find each individual instrument. You need to find a place where you're comfortable playing in tune on the whole register of the instrument. So, for instance, you've got to find a way that you can play high register and the instrument in tune and the low register. And that comes with practice. And I think being aware that you need to accommodate it. And other things like when you're playing loud, does the pitch go up? Just try to check that. The advantage of playing with a piano is that that's your reference point. You can sort of attach yourself to the pitch of the piano. When you're playing a solo piece, as I've said before, that's trickier because you have to find the pitch and stick to it yourself. One trick I think we can all add, particularly in the Baroque period, when we think of composers like Bach and Handel, if you're playing often they're thinking in terms of two lines, if you know what I mean. The lower register of the instrument can be an independent tune from a tune going on in the higher register. Have a think about that sort of thing. And finally, as you're doing more and more complex pieces, generally the piano, as we've come into the 20th and 21st century, the keyboard has a more dominant part. So if you're playing a Baroque piece of music, you can generally, unless there's a sort of duet going on, you can generally be to the fore all the time. But as we come into the later periods, the Romantic periods, and then right into the 20th century, it's quite often the case that you have to share much, much more with the piano. So don't be afraid to really get out of the way quite a lot for quite substantial passages to let the piano shine. It makes it really exciting for the audience if you step back from your role as the soloist for a while and then come back to it later. I find those are the most exciting pieces where there's a real interplay between piano and soloist. So you'll get your mark sheets shortly after they've gone back to the panel to check them. But I can give you your marks now. Lana, that was really lovely playing. I mean, I think that's so nice. It can only be. Hang on a sec. Wait a minute. Yeah, it can only be a D. Distinction diploma, Fantastic, excellent, well done. Anri, what a demanding piece you picked. You got honours there. Dana, you picked a nice piece, and it's a strong piece, and you're preparing it very nicely. So honours there. Inam, again, lovely. You're playing very nicely. Honours there. Nazrana, lovely to hear you playing again. Obviously, yeah, diploma for you. Lovely playing. Lana and Nazrana, I have to say those were very, very demanding pieces, and you playing them in a very, very convincing way. But to all of you, you're playing very nicely. What a lovely way for me to spend an evening. Thank you very much. Back to you, David.